Hello and welcome to an updated garden tour for the middle of October. And the weather is absolutely gorgeous here. I am in New Jersey, Zone 6B, and just wanted to get this tour in to give you an update on how everything's looking. Definitely the dahlias and the cosmos are putting on great shows, as well as the zinnias, and they're just going strong. So I'm starting over here with these dahlias, which are my favorites, and lots of them are blooming now. I do have this one. This is the one that got damaged in the Isaias storm, and so it's finally putting out some flowers, but it's so heavy that it's sort of weighted down, but that's okay. It's still flowering, and I do cut some and bring them in, but yeah, these over here are absolutely gorgeous, looking really, really beautiful. And I do really enjoy this one, and we'll be keeping this tuber. Over here, this is the globe amaranth, and it's gotten bigger and looking really beautiful. I do want to cut a few of those. This is another one of the purple and white dahlia, and just looking gorgeous. I did clean up a bunch over here, and so the hollyhocks took out a bunch of leaves that were on the ground, and I did that before we had some rain earlier this week. But over here, the cosmos, these lemon, I'll put up the name, they weren't looking so great before, and they looked very kind of white. And now they have this very strong yellow color with that pink ring around it. And it just is looking absolutely gorgeous now. I'm so happy with how they're looking at this time. They're a lot more like the picture when I purchased the seeds. So sorry, I'm just trying to get a good glimpse at it. And I have the sun behind me. And then I've got the pink cosmos in the back, and those are doing wonderful as well. I did stake these up. I didn't do the best job, but the flowers don't seem to mind. They still come and looking absolutely beautiful and filling in. These over here, these dahlias are huge. I mean, this is taller than I am. I cannot believe how tall this thing is getting, and I keep cutting it. So I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to cut it back just a little bit more. But I just don't want to give up some of the blooms. I do bring them in. Same thing with the zinnias. I mean, these things are so tall, and they just keep putting out flowers. And I keep cutting them and bringing in to enjoy them, but just lots of flowers. So this dahlia over here has been doing really good as well. I love this little dahlia. I do want to keep this tuber for sure, and see if I can save it and grow it next year. I have another one that is also a short one like this. And it's not doing as well, and it did put out one bloom, but the deer ate it. So I'll put up a picture. It was right here, and it has a bud, but it really hasn't done much of anything. But I will be saving that tuber because it's such a pretty flower, and maybe I can get it to grow next year. I see something coming here. It might be that one, the same one. I don't know which one this one is, but I'm hoping it'll grow so I can identify it. So when I do put them away, I'll know which ones I have. And then this dahlia here, I did have to cut off a bunch of blooms. So you'll see there's a lot of buds here. And this is the pink one, watermelon or something. So yeah, a lot of buds forming on it. and it'll definitely put out some flowers as long as I guess we don't end up getting a frost. So yeah, that's how this bed's doing. Now let's take a look at the other ones. So right behind the dahlia bed, downhill from it, is the hydrangea shrubs, and these are two shrubs. They are the Twist and Shout. They were here when I bought the house 5 years ago, and yeah, they're just looking gorgeous, I think, for the fall. They're turning colors, and they're going into this beautiful maroon color. So I think it looks gorgeous. It's actually putting out new buds. So it's still budding, and it did put out some new flowers. These are the newer flowers, more of this pinkish purple color. Yeah, and then it ages into this gorgeous maroon color, and I'll show you later, but the leaves are also turning colors as well. Then we've got this foxglove that I had bought at Walmart. One of them, which was right over here, sort of just really gave out and died, but this one just continues to flower, and I just let it be. These foxgloves over here are the ones I started from seed, so fingers crossed these do well over the winter, and I will see flowers next year. And then back here, I also grew that columbine from seed, so I am hoping it would make it through the winter and see, if we get some flowers for that too. And I also planted a few bulbs out towards the front to get some spring color. So hopefully those also fare well over the winter. And then I've got just a few more foxgloves here. And then over here we've got the gomphrena, bachelor's button / gomphrena. And the verbena is starting to flower again, shockingly. This purple plant, oh, look at that. The bee loves this one. Good. I'm glad they like it. And then this purple one, unfortunately, keeps getting eaten up. It was doing really well for a while. And over here, the grasses are putting on a beautiful fall color. The catmint, all spent out, but I will cut them back once it gets hit by a frost. The salvia there, I had to cut this back. It was pretty flat on the ground and doing nothing, so I cut it back, and underneath it I actually found several woolly caterpillars, and I'll put a photo up. I had a little video, I thought I took it, but it's one of those things that you think you're recording but you're not. And yeah, so those are gone. I actually put them somewhere else. They should be around here somewhere, but anyways, and this is the hydrangea. On the side where it's sunnier, the leaves are turning also a maroon color and just putting on gorgeous color. So anyway, yeah, I hope that the little woolly caterpillars are around here somewhere. I kind of rehomed them over here somewhere, so anyway. So in this bed, really the only thing that's doing really well is the vinca, and then the rose campion, still putting out a few flowers. This one over here is kind of gone. Looks like something broke over there too. And this Veronica, still needs a little help, but I will be dividing it in the spring. So pretty much where all the vinca is where I want to put the Veronica, maybe just a little bit further up from there, and leave like about a foot away from the boxwoods, and then put annuals in the front. So this vinca is actually doing better than, this Veronica is doing better than the other one. But I'm sure once I divide things, things will look better. So here I have to do a voiceover. Our neighbor's were just having very, very loud lawnmowers. But here is the Cinderella peach, and it's doing beautiful, gorgeous flowers. And then there's this zinnia here, which is also looking very beautiful, but the ones back there, the buds keep getting eaten up, and so they just haven't flowered. But the grass is looking gorgeous for fall. Beautiful, beautiful plumes. I just love that grass. And the lavender, just looking spectacular, just has been blooming and gotten fuller throughout the season. But everything else behind here, all the plants are being eaten by insects and whatever. So they're just not doing so well. The shrubs are pretty spent also. And then this hyssop is done. I really should have cut it back a while ago, but just haven't had a chance to get to that. Then the catmint here, still holding up, but again, probably something I really need to cut back. And then the hens and chicks are actually looking spectacular. I love the fall color that they're putting out. I removed some of the rocks around the area, and I feel like they are doing so much better. And there's a bunch of little babies coming up around some of them, so next year I'll get to split them out. Yep, lots of babies there, and I'll get to split them out and have more plants for next year, so that would be wonderful. And fill this in. Then the yarrow, still putting out some blooms here and there, but just not performing as well as I'd like. I think I need to divide those next year. And here the echinacea is pretty spent as well. Hopefully it'll do better next year. The lily turf got eaten up, but that's okay. The rudbeckia just also not doing well. Yeah, here's the other echinacea. That one's doing a little better. And then down here I have the dianthus that actually, does so well. It always puts out these little flowers and pushes them out once in a while throughout the entire season. So yeah, that looks really good. So here we are at the final bed, and back there are 2 ferns that I put out there. They were at either side of the front door of my house, but I decorated for fall, so those had to come out, and they're still alive, so I put them out here. Hydrangeas, no change there. No change really to a whole lot over here. The New Guinea impatiens are still looking great. Hydrangea, boxwoods, the heuchera, the 2 I bought at Walmart earlier this year actually are much better than the one back there. So really loving those. And then this hydrangea is doing okay. Didn't put out very many other flowers. This did get scorched, so I don't have very much in terms of blooms, and even the ones that are here did get scorched. And then the last thing is these little transplants I had. These are the snow-capped daisies. And back here, these are probably the ones that are doing the best. So I'm really happy that this transplant did really well over here. I'm thinking maybe I will transplant a few more and just sort of finish off this bed back here and having some color back in this area. So anyway, thanks again for joining me, and appreciate you watching, liking, subscribing. And I hope to have a tour for the end of October. And if not, I do have an idea for one more video that I would have out either late October or in mid-November. I'll see you next time. Thanks. Bye.